Today, let's see how our energy state is currently, what state our life, love, and career is in, and what kind of person we will grow into within the next 3 years. The excellence is divided into the following 3 orders. Choose any one group. Group 1, let's first check your current status to verify how you guys are doing right now. The reverse position of the Magician, the upright position of the Hermit card. The main report of Psychological 6 is that you guys currently feel that there are some conditions in love, career, and life that are unnecessary. The drama crew, that is to say, you guys lack preparation and lack some resources, or if you have a relationship, you have for example, the Magician's business is like not having the resources and conditions to start if you are in interpersonal relationships. Working as a kind of match, a kind of communication, ventilation and communication are not smooth, and there are some resources lacking in work and career. Some preparations are lacking, some rigid conditions may not be professional enough. Although the feeling is that the external environment is not very good, your external environment is 706 secret. It seems that there is no one outside who can help you. The whole is not very balanced. Very firm is not very. It is beneficial to your development, but your current mentality is quite good. There's a feeling, even though I'm in a dark period of my life right now, I still feel hope for the future. I'm still full of anticipation for the future. The hopeful feeling is just that the state and mentality of people are very positive and optimistic. Just say that the current environment is not good. In terms of interpersonal communication, I see some babies may have some issues. Let's see the truth. Where will you be 3 years from now? What kind of person will everyone grow into? And how excellent will they be? Alright, let's take a look at the new then 6 hedgehog. 如果你想陪呢，或是买一种沙发，please feel free to like, subscribe, share, and support the mirror and dot column. Seiga is a kind of oil rice. If you are still single, it's like being a single noble. Then if you are together, is it living very carefree, very self long? Long is a kind of self-confidence, independence. The atmosphere is rich, you have rice, and you don't lack the ability to earn rice. This is a fairly abundant state of life. Insufficiency is a state of self, meaning unrestricted and free. Having rice feels good, but which period have you been through? The secret of Saturday is just 3 years ago. Now you are in this stage, you will come from the secret of Saturday. You think there is nobody outside who can help you. Comparing, it's not very balanced, and you might think you'll experience my perspectives. There's no foundation, or the foundation is not enough, or you're not very steady, you can't really use it, there's no way to have it. Don't spend too much effort on managing your work, your career, or your serious relationships. Life will have this kind of bad state, not too balanced state. Go to this equation state. In the next 3 years, you will grow into a more independent, confident, generous, and wealthy functioning tribe. Live very naturally. Being alone is quite nice. This is all the information of the first group of babies. Best wishes to you. Let's look at the current situation inside the second group. Okay, let's do the accounting. Get it on track. First, a cup of desolation. The second woman in line. Wow, the most important baby. Your current environment isn't really good, which is to say it's not conducive to your communication. There are challenges and obstacles no matter what. For example, in terms of emotions or some interpersonal relationships, there are some in Korea. If babies in the world were you guys, it might be possible. Communicating with leaders about the company's culture, goals, and direction is not quite possible. Reaching an agreement, if it's about the baby and general feelings, they might face big challenges. Communication is not so good. The views on some things, the world view, and the future planning direction are not quite consistent. What's the end? For something, there will be an end energy, like the end of a relationship. For example, the end of a job, the end of a career, a feeling of rebirth after one end. Although you are in pain and facing the end, you are also exhausted and hurt, but you are fortunate in the world. You clearly know what you want and your thinking is quite clear. You are very rational and objective. But there are indeed some obstacles and challenges inside, especially it's about communication. If communication is backwards, you guys can step back into bed. Let's take a look at you 3 years later. How excellent. How excellent are you? How excellent will you be 3 years from now? The secret of the first half of the year. The moment stands on the other side. The full score of 6 proves well this group of babies. After 3 years, there are marriages and engagements inside. A lot. Use a full score of 6. This represents the glory. If it's not about marriage or engagement, then some of you are in the business and you will have a say. You will be promoted to a higher position, meaning there are some strong people around you. The energy you can use later, you are the standout, the person on horseback, the person in the high position. So if you work in the unit, there will be something in 3 days. Then ascend to a very good position. Or say you are starting a business, you will become the best in the entire industry, taking advantage of this glory. Triumphant return.
Forgetting that
clean operation, whether in love, career, or work. This is a paper of victory, so it's really good. You will definitely be the standout in the crowd 13 years later. The earlier part, the standout, like shining, the part in the center of the stage. A person who can grow up like this, such a shining aura, but you guys have experienced a lot. What have you experienced? That is society. In fact, you think it seems like your present is that you will have that column is fine. The feeling of daytime, no matter what it is. A bit confused, a bit muddled, but actually you are now sober in the world, having walked through that kind of humanity. Then, doing things with the original recklessness, sometimes even more so. What about franchise reading and writing? That extreme optimism and confidence will have a kind of, that kind of energy goes to a more rigorous standard. Be cautious and not only consider one aspect of things, but also others. All the less favorable factors will be taken into consideration, and you'll become more global, more comprehensive. That's the feeling. Relative to this, your attitude towards things will change 3 years later. Some ideas are clearer than they are now, and you know what you want, and they are rather urgent. It's this kind of feeling, so it's more mature. Well then, you might become what you want, your current goal, you might reach in 3 days, because 61 of the full field is a kind of satisfied feeling. Well, the image of the second group of babies is really not bad. Step 3, let's see what your current status is like. The current status, okay. Follow the arrangement. The secret track of Starby 8. I know a woman. The certificate from the Health Bureau. Actually, the babies in this group are quite full. It just gives me a feeling of powerlessness, a state of exhaustion, because during the health period, you clearly have no strength left. You clearly can't go on, but you still stubbornly resist a kind of feeling. Your bravery is commendable, but in reality, the high-level officials of Baojia need to recuperate and take care of themselves. You may have injuries on your body or emotionally. It's a deep sun drama rogue state. Don't be like this. I feel like I can't hold on now. You are powerless. 3 to 8 reversed. You can't break in either. If you're in a relationship, you
might be facing exhaustion. So you mean you don't have much mind to manage if it is in business and work? You say this job and the business, you can't like it. There is no way to get into it. A feeling of not wanting to feel like someone to escape. A feeling of not wanting to do it because there is no, it's been a year. What you can carry is this kind. This is your current energy state. Let's see how excellent you will be 3 years later. What will you become 3 years later? Wait, stay with me. My family secret is used. This card is out. The real taste of health, food, the political commissar of the TV station. Wow, this group is also very real because what does the TV station represent? And then you will go into a person who, as if in a career, you are so good at it that you have reached a certain level in your career and work. A person with a high position in the unit, then among these babies you may be promoted to a very high position. This position is here. This one is high. Then if it's the baby in the emotions, you guys might returning to singlehood is a situation. But whether it's in emotions or career, in life, you will grow into someone like a movie type person. Your mental maturity has improved a lot, so you will grow into a mature, introverted, and excellent person. And then a steady and experienced person with great wisdom. Look, this is the development of a wise old man. That is, your mental maturity may be greatly improved. The most rapid growth is your psychological maturity. Another thing, your vision's height, which is quite high. On the emotional level, I feel like it will end a long or energy-consuming relationship. Take you to a very high position. Keep going up. The only possible drawback might be that 3 years from now, you may still be single emotionally, but your spirituality is very high. Then it's pretty good in terms of career because you will have experienced that health period. Because just now I saw that your current network platform just matched. Ha. There are some situations that I have to endure, and I will end this helpless state, this bad state, and then reach a dangerous position. So, suppose if Wang Jiaxi also represents that if there are some feelings that make you uncomfortable, you might end some powerless emotions and the feelings that are consumed at that time. But for you, it is a kind of enjoyment, a kind of replenishment. It's a kind of leisure time. You enjoy it. Not to say that kind of feeling of not liking being single. This is the information of the third group report.